becomes, on balance of probability, highly
So it's
likely.
a probability
Well, everything is a probability.
What is it?
Everything is.
Not if it's supernatural.
Everything.
It's not.
Well, in life,
Not if it's supernatural. It's not a probability.
Even arriving at
No,
even. Oh, look, you're not even allowing me
Okay,
to refer to what you said. Even arriving at a conclusion that something is supernatural is going to be a probabilistic analysis.
No, not if it's supernatural.
Of course, it's going to be.
No, supernatural prophecies are absolute.
Tell me what prophecy could be an absolute.
I don't know. You tell me. I don't believe in prophecy.
So it's a probabilistic.
I don't believe in I don't believe in prophecies at all.
It's going to be
Marxists.
at best.
Marxists were talking about prophecies all the time,
And they got many things wrong.
some of them got. Some of them were right. Some
Exactly.
It must have seemed in 1917
Yes.
that prophecies were coming to were coming. It was happening. The world was going to turn communist.
But is it impressive? What's your name, sorry? What's your name?
He gave it last time. I don't
No,
know.
what's your name?
Oh, Jordan.
No, I'm not giving my name.
Okay, fine.
Let's call you
shake my hand.
Mr.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Let's call you Mr. Angry.
I'm not angry.
You are.
I'm not angry at
Can we
all.
at least accept if someone's claiming to be a prophet of God and makes various prophecies,
And they all
they
come
all
true.
have to come true. If one of them
Well, even
doesn't,
one fault is falsified. That's
then
it.
we wouldn't be standing here talking
You
today about
haven't given me a prophecy that's come true yet.
That's the first.
These are trivial prophecies. They're two a penny.
The prophet made the prophet himself made many prophecies. So, for example, he said the Bedouin.
Well, it's like saying your prophecies are like saying sometime this year it's going to rain.
No, that's not fair. I think
I think it's exactly
that's a very
parallel.
unfair way of looking
I
at
can
it.
say, I think the prophecies are so broad they're meaningless.
Well,
sometimes it's
think-
going to rain. Sometimes
I think that's-
empires are going to fall.
No, that's a ridiculous.
Well, why?
No, empires will fall.
And and it will rain.
No, but that's a ridiculous analogy. I think.
I don't think it is.
I think
I think Marxists talk in the same way. They talk about prophecies
but they got the many things wrong, right?
well, because some were right, some were wrong.
Yeah, but the fact that they got some wrong.
But there was so, but
shows
it never happened.
shows
It never happened.
shows
You've been talking about religious prophecies for 1,000 years.
1400 years.
And nothing's changed.
What's
The world's getting more and more atheistic.
that doesn't look.
From my opinion, things are getting more and more atheistic.
Within the Western Hemisphere, the fastest growing religion is Islam.
That's not a prophecy.
You know, I'm not saying. Well, the Prophet, peace be upon him, said that. I'll give you some other prophecies, by the way. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said.
No, but I don't believe this is a proof of the supernatural. The only thing you've demonstrated is that people are making proclamations about different empires. And I think they're trivial prophecies. Some will fall, some may not.
You're not being honest.
I want specific. I want to specific.
But you're not giving us a chance.
Specific.
You're not giving us a
If I
chance to
describe
speak.
to you an empire that is literally almost wiped out, and I predict that within a certain amount of time
I can predict all kinds of
that
things.
empire is going to overthrow a massive empire.
I can say that.
If you're not impressed with that,
I'm
then
not. I'm not impressed by anybody who says. Everybody says about their opponents that they're going to
Do you
fail.
accept that if that prophecy went wrong, Islam would have been?
No,
won?
because I don't think
you don't accept that.
I don't think these. I think these prophecies are to a penny.
No. Jordan's point is, though, if any of the prophecies are falsified, it would be then reasonable for somebody to say that is not supernatural.
No, because
that can't be from God.
The problem is when they do go wrong, the people who say it say, there were special
We don't say that.
You might not. There were special ad hoc problems with this prophecy.
Or they change them afterwards.
Or they change the goalposts.
Or the prophecies actually are recorded later.
Christians have been saying the second coming is going to happen for 2,000 years.
Well,
It's never come.
Paul was saying, sell all your stuff, he's coming right now.
Exactly, and it never happened.
And it never happened.
But it never. So it's unfalsifiable. They change.
So when things don't happen,
how do you differ?
We've given you
let's
You haven't given me any time about anything.
You've got to let us.
Except some Roman thing that happened.
You have to let us speak, okay, as well.
What?
Okay,
You have to come up with.
but you're not giving.
I've asked first.
You're not giving us a chance.
I've asked first.
Can I try one more, Abbas?
Forget it.
You're not giving
Come up
us
with
a
a
chance.
different of a specific, sharp example.
You said scientists said what about the solar system?
But the sun and the earth revolving around.
So the scientists used to believe.
Not
that
scientists.
No, people generally believe.
The culture believed
that the sun revolved around the Earth.
That's right. Yes.
Which they believed at that time, right?
and it was reasonable.
Yeah. If I told you that a man 1,400 years ago in the desert knew otherwise, because would that impress you, despite going against all of that?
It wouldn't prove. It might impress me, but it wouldn't be proof of supernatural ability.
No, but you see,
He had a 50-50 chance of getting it right.
A 50-50 chance.
Look, the question is this: when you do probabilities,
I know a supernatural ability.
let me just finish.
No,
Let's just make my point.
Supernatural.
Well, I think I was coming in there.
Prophets can't be.
Okay, let me look.
Statements from the supernatural are absolute.
One second, Jordan. No, just one
No,
second.
just
Jordan.
one.
Jordan.
Just one.
Okay, can I just speak for
Just
30
one.
seconds before I'm interrupted? Please, just 30 seconds. How probabilities work is that, so for example,
Not if you're supernatural.
see, look, you haven't given me 30 seconds to speak. You can't help yourself, can you?
I can't.
So look, the thing is, right, Jordan, right? The odds of winning the lottery are like 14 million to 1 or whatever, right? Now, the odds of winning it 2 weeks in a row would become outrageously improbable.
50-50.
It wouldn't be, right? So it wouldn't be 14 million, it might be like 2 billion to 1 or something, because that's how probabilities, they compound, they become highly improbable the more you add to it.
So what?
So if you say a person wins the lottery for the whole year 52 times in the year, in every week, it would be a figure probably with zeros that would end up on the other side of the universe. And so when you have a man in a desert in the 7th century who makes multiple prophecies.
Give me one.
Just 1 second. Let me make my
I
point
want
first.
one.
Let me make
I've
my
been
point.
here half an hour.
Let me make my point
I want
first.
one specific
Let
prophecy.
me finish my point first. When he makes multiple prophecies,
Give me one.
and none of them are falsified, the probabilistic analysis of such an event would be inconceivable for it to be guesswork.
If there are so many, give me one. Give me one.
So I'm giving
Just
you
one.
another one.
Give me one.
So I'll give you another one. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said that there will be a great wealth that will come out of the ground of the Middle East, of Arabia. But they will become rich, and he predicted from the ground. He predicted
Did he say it was
that
oil? Did he use the word oil?
No, he didn't. No.
Petroleum?
No.
Did he use
then
carbon?
Look, please, let me just make another point, right? The Prophet said, peace be upon him, that the barefooted Bedouin will compete with one another to build lofty towers. Now, the companion said that these Bedouins are the desert folk. They live in tents. They're not the noble, the rich. In fact, what you find is that the lineage of the ones who are in rulership today of the Middle East are indeed the offspring of those Bedouins.
Is this your best example?
And you find and they will compete with one another to build lofty towers.
Is this your best example of the supernatural?
What I'm saying to you is that when you add dozens upon dozens, hundreds of prophecies like
this, your best? Give me your best shot.
I've just given you the one.
You think it's the best one?
I've given you the one in the Quran about Rome.
Look, I want the best one.
Look, I am not being convinced of the Quran being supernatural.
I think
is not because of just prophecies.
What's your best piece of evidence? The best piece of evidence,
yes.
Best proof that the supernatural is real.
My best evidence would be the Quran itself.
The best shot.
My evidence.
Just a book.
You're not even allowed. You ask me a question.
I keep asking for the best piece of evidence.
And then when
I
open my mouth to give you the evidence,
give me one.
You're already making.
What was Abbas's? What did he say to you about the gold, the oil and stuff? Can you repeat what he said? I just want to check if you're
listening.
Well, there's a prophecy in the Quran.
Yeah, what did he say?
The Prophet Muhammad that great riches
would come out of the ground.
Yeah. I had to help him on that.
I see.
So he came out of the ground, and what else did Abbas say?
Well, that's what he said.
Talk about the tall buildings, didn't he? You mentioned the...
Well, fine, but I mean, essentially,
he's not listening.
No.
He doesn't care.
I think you're listening.
No, but the point is...
we can all play this game about not listening. I'm asking for one, your best...
I just wanted to test if you are listening. Abbas gave you a property where barefoot people in the desert are now actually have the biggest buildings in the world, and this is due to a wealth that came out of the ground.
Does it say Bill? Does it say skies? Does it say?
To be really honest, I find it odd that people ask for evidence of God or supernatural when actually it's a self-evident truth.
There's nothing.
It is something. Let me just finish my point. It is a foundational axiom
for you, not for me.
That all children actually are born with.
No, it's not.
So
true.
when they do studies, Oxford University did a study. Over, I think it was 200 countries or something, and they investigated thousands upon thousands of children. and they believed in something supernatural.
Yes.
They believed in the supernatural.
Yes.
That's faith.
It
It's
was.
called faith.
Let me just finish my point. They also believed in the concept of justice. So, for example, when you have 2 3-year-olds or 2-year-olds, if you give one a cookie and you don't give the other one a cookie, that one gets upset.
That's proof.
Why it gets upset?
That's proof. It's not of the supernatural.
Let me just finish my point.
I want the supernatural.
You're not allowing me to even make a point.
Because you're not making supernatural.
No. What was my first point?
I agree.
What was my first point? What was my first point?
Listen, I agree.
No, what was my first point just now?
I'm simply asking.
What was my first point about supernatural just now?
That somehow people believing in justice is supernatural.
No.
That wasn't the case.
No. You're not listening.
You're not listening to me.
Oxford. Of over 200 countries, I think it was Daniel Dennett or Bennett or something. I can't remember.
Dennett.
Yeah.
Dennett.
He did a study.
Yeah.
And he found that
He's an atheist, by the way.
Yeah, he is. But he found this was interesting.